How's it going, everyone? It's your man, Lost Disciple, the voice box of the underground YouTube. And I don't know how recent this is, but something horrible just happened to Skyrim. Now, let's take a couple steps back to familiarize ourselves with how common this error is in Skyrim. So, for those of you that don't play or don't know of the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, it is one of the most defining RPGs of the 2010s, of our last decade. I would say of all time, but I hope Elder Scrolls 6 is better than Skyrim. But Skyrim is definitely like a very big cultural icon in the world of video games. Like it was just like it was every beginner's first RPG realistically. Like Skyrim was I feel like Skyrim might have been my first RPG when I knew what an RPG game was, if that makes sense. Because I know I played like Legend of Zelda, I've played like Chrono Trigger and stuff like that, Pokemon, but like actually knowing that Skyrim was a role-playing game kind of changes it. It's kind of like when you like I'm trying to think of another example, but I think that makes sense. It's just like I didn't know I was playing role-playing games until I knew Skyrim was a role-playing game. So that's kind of like my first actually knowing I'm playing a role-playing game. And Skyrim's just amazing. It is an amazing game, but it's only amazing when Bethesda just leaves it alone, especially after it being so old. I mean, the game was re-released about 6 or 7 times. It's been released on almost every console since the Xbox 360 and PS3. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's got a Wii U release, I think, at least. It's got a Nintendo Switch release. It's got the Xbox 360, the PS3, the PS4, the Xbox One. I'm pretty sure it's on the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. If it's not like a backwards compatible version of just the Xbox One X version, it's on PC. Like the Skyrim has been there for the fucking longest, okay? Like Skyrim has definitely it's earned its stripes, but like Skyrim also needs to just be put down like a rabid dog. Like it's getting out of hand. But Skyrim is a really good game. It's even got the VR version. I forgot that one. But yeah, like Skyrim VR is fucking amazing. If you haven't played Skyrim VR yet, don't. Okay, I don't even know if it's even gonna be the same game after we talk about what I have to talk about. But seriously, Skyrim VR will have you sucked into that world, and you'll never want to take that damn headset off. It's a very dangerous line to cross. But Skyrim is actually broken. What do I mean by it's broken? Sometimes Skyrim will get updates, and these updates will just destroy every mod that is not on that new update. And I feel like these updates happen more frequently than they should, if that makes sense. As if they're almost planned and coordinated. So let's go back in time. I don't remember exactly what year, but if you've been in the Skyrim community or you've played the game for a while, then this shouldn't be any new news to you unless you've just started playing the games. So Skyrim, they had this thing, I remember, when Bethesda was like, hey, we're gonna make paid mods, right? So this is before Xbox One X. This is as far as I remember being when Skyrim was on Xbox 360, I was playing it then, and people on PC that's the guys that only had the mods. Console players didn't have mods yet. I know it's pretty crazy to think of, but it wasn't, and I think it was Fallout 4 that really broke the water for having mods on console games. But Bethesda was thinking, okay, hey, over on PC, we should start charging people to pay for mods to use them. So they were going to try to implement that on the Steam Workshop, because that's where not most people, but newbies, I guess, at the time. Because I use Vortex, which used to go under, I forgot what Vortex used to be called before. I think it might have just been Nexus Mod Manager and just download mods off the Nexus. But now it's called Vortex. But that's what I use to download my mods. Like I said, go on the Nexus and do it. But I'm pretty sure you can also download mods through the Steam Workshop. I've never done it before, but I know you can because there are mods on the Steam Workshop for Skyrim. So they try to implement the idea of buying the mods on the Steam Workshop for PC, like the PC players. And that shit lasted like, I think maybe like a day or two, and then they immediately took it down. Like it just didn't work because people were complaining about it. You can't have something that's technically free. Well, that's technically free because it's a mod, and like the mod developers themselves aren't charging. It was Bethesda charging you, the players to be able to download the mods. It wasn't like the mod developers were charging people to download them, like to download the mod. Because mod developers, I mean, they could if they wanted to, and I don't think anybody would complain. But I think the idea of a mod more is to be free, but you can support the developer in terms of like Patreons and donations and stuff like that. But usually most mod developers make their mods free. And Bethesda was like, yeah, no, we should charge people to use mods or whatever. And, you know, they did it. It lasted like a day, and the community backlash was terrible. And they were like, okay, we won't do it again. So they said. And then I feel like ever since then, like Skyrim just gets an update after a while. Like when the game first came out, that makes sense. But like Skyrim still gets updates. It does. Even the older versions, I don't know why. So like for example, the one that I play on PC, I think it's a special edition now. But even the one before that, I believe, and like there's also the anniversary edition. For some reason, like when you have like after a couple years will go by, the Skyrim will just get an update and it just breaks all of your mods and like you have to re-download an updated version of that mod or go back and like downgrade your version to a previous version. That's why it's also good if you have the game on Steam to just kind of make it so it doesn't auto update anymore, so you don't have to go through that. But so eventually Skyrim or eventually Bethesda, they make Fallout 4 on like Xbox One, and they eventually got the opportunity to put mods on Fallout 4 for Xbox One. And shortly after doing that and releasing the Creation Club, which was their little hub to download free mods for at least console version, and you could do it on PC, but PC people, I'm not sure who the hell uses the Bethesda Creation Club on PC other than for something I'm going to talk to in about 2 minutes. So once they rolled out mods on Fallout 4, they released Skyrim, the special edition for PS4 and Xbox One, with the addition of the Creation Club, where you can download mods. And this was the kicker: there was paid mods that you can get on the Creation Club that were created by popular mod devs. And they released a mod specifically for the Creation Club that you had to buy like these Bethesda coins to be able to get the mod. Now, that right there, like people were mad about it, but at the same time not mad, because it's like, all right, well, we could still use our free mods or whatever, and there'll just be a couple mods you can get optional, like as an option if you want to pay for those mods on there. So it's kind of like cool. We're not like, if you want to do it, you can, but it's not like you have to do it if you really don't want to. So it was something like you could just ignore it. You know, it wasn't that serious. And then eventually they released the anniversary edition and gave you all the mods. And there's not a lot of mods that they didn't even really like support it as well as you think they would have for wanting people to pay. It was always the same mods on there for the longest until the anniversary edition came out, and then all of a sudden they added like a fishing mod and something else. So yeah, like it wasn't really worth it, to be honest. And then, like I said, eventually they ended up giving everyone the mods. And just recently, Bethesda goes and releases a patch that does exactly like what I was saying before. It broke all of my older mods, and it added a couple new ones that you can buy. Cool. I didn't buy any of the older ones before, so I don't want any of these new paying stupid mods that I could just find on the internet for free. It's just that I don't even really like using a lot of Skyrim mods. Like, I don't ever make the game look super different. I like to keep it looking somewhat vanilla with a couple, like, immersive enhancements. But the idea of having to redo all that shit, because that's one thing, and that's one like big thing about Skyrim, especially when you're playing it on PC, is organizing and fixing mods. And sometimes like you're like, oh, I want to play it. This is especially a big one for Fallout 4. You're like, I want to play Fallout. You download all your mods, then you go through and you like about to play it, and you're like, I don't even really want to play no more after doing all that shit. So like, and then now like especially with Skyrim, depending on the mods you use, sometimes it can take hours before you get your fucking mod list ready. It's just horrible. It's annoying. They need to stop doing that. No one's gonna pay for these stupid mods. Just get it over your heads, Bethesda. But they're not gonna learn. Honestly, if they keep persisting like this like this, and it's this bad, by the time Elder Scrolls 6 comes out, I can only imagine the features that they're gonna try to shove into that game, because they know that's gonna be their moneymaker. That's why they do it to Skyrim so much. It's because that's like their big moneymaker. But the second Elder Scrolls 6 comes out, and they know that's going to be a potential big moneymaker if they play their cards right, they're going to try to see what they could squeeze in there to make some extra dough. Alright? But nonetheless, this is your man Lost Disciple, the voice box of the underground of YouTube, reminding you to think smarter and think with your wallet in mind. What would your wallet think if you were buying a $70 game with a bunch of microtransactions? What would your wallet think if you had to pay for mods that were once free? Your wallet would be very angry. Think with your wallet. If you liked the video, leave a like. If you dislike it, drop a dislike. And I will see you in the next one. Peace out.